Hey guys, good evening from Altered Life. I just wanted to get on real quick and share a few things, especially with what's going on and send in a couple times of things that we're doing, some things tomorrow especially. Obviously, we're not going to have church, and man, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely miss hanging out with my church family, with people at church. With people in general. I know, everybody's personalities are different, and I'm the type of person that if I'm enclosed way for too long, I get cabin fever, and I just want to be able to hang out and talk to people. Hey, bro. Thanks, Beth. I mean, no, bro, but sis, how you doing? I basically tonight I just wanted to bring a few things. To talk about a few things that's been that's been going on, and some things that we all are seeing around us, in the news, in the grocery stores, the aisles, and like I said, bear with me. This is actually my first time to go live by myself, and it's actually kind of fun. It's kind of exciting, knowing that it's spontaneous, and I it's not really scripted. It's just thrown together. I just wanted to share some things that were on my heart. So, first of all, I just want to give a shout out to, there's a group that's going around from our church, and they're blessing people with these baskets, these blessing baskets, if you will. I just want to say thank you for that, and it was definitely a blessing, even though it was at midnight, and you rang my doorbell. It was still a blessing. I'm kidding. It was actually really cool. It was actually fun to receive that basket full of goodies and cards and notes, saying just how much they missed us and appreciated us. And I want to thank you guys and keep encouraging you guys to do that. Also, if anyone else knows anybody that might be alone or that might be needing some fellowship, discipleship, reach out to them. I know, we've said it before, we might not be able to meet physically, but we can still meet digitally, through FaceTime, through live, through Facebook, through all types of social media. Tonight I just wanted to cover a few things, basically, over in Matthew 8:23, this talks about Jesus calming the storm. And I know that around us, in our families and in like the stores, and you can just feel that. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, you can just feel the things that are going around us, and you can feel people are going through storms of life. We go through storms of life as Christians. Even us, we go through storms of life. I get it. And it's important to be authentic, to be real, and to reach out to people that are struggling through the same things. I had the opportunity to talk to a handful of friends that are just struggling, that are scared, fearful. A group of my friends that are fearful, or a good amount are in church. In Matthew 8:23, it talks about Jesus and how he calms the storm. And I'm just going to go ahead and start off in 23, and it says, "Then Jesus got into the boat and started across the lake with his disciples. Suddenly, a fierce storm struck the lake. The waves breaking into the boat were too many, but Jesus was asleep." Now listen to this. I love that part. Jesus was asleep. In 25, it goes on by saying, "The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, 'Lord, save us! We're going to drown.' Jesus responded back in 26 by saying, 'Why are you afraid, you with little faith?' Then he got up, he rebuked the wind and the waves, and suddenly there was a great calm. The disciples were so amazed that they said, 'Who is this man? Even the winds and the waves obey him.'" And guys, I want you to understand that, yes, in life, we're going through storms. We're going through storms, whether it be in work, whether it be in church, whether it be in marriage, whether it be in different relationships. But here's the thing, guys. Number one, we have the authority and the ability to have those storms calmed. Those storms that you see around us, in our families, in our neighbors, even in your neighborhood, guys, we have that opportunity, and now we have the availability, most of us, to be able to help calm those storms. And I love it when it says the disciples, it says Jesus was asleep. And Jesus responded, "Why are you so afraid? Why do you have little faith?" And I know we've talked about and we've covered a little thing, a few things the last week on faith, and we're gonna keep going into faith because at this time, guys, I really feel and I know, and as Christians, we're called to be the salt and the light, especially during this time of darkness. Number two, I just want to say, guys, I just want to encourage, if you're real and say you're struggling with a little bit of fear and lack of faith, spend some time with Jesus. Simply spend some time with Jesus. I want you to understand the Bible calls Jesus many things, good and some bad, but the Bible goes on by calling him, he's our comforter, he's our advocate, he's the authority, he's the author of perfection and faith, he's the cornerstone, he's faithful, he's true, he's the good shepherd, he's the great high priest, our hope, our peace, our Messiah, he's the mighty one, he's the door, he's the way, he's the word, he's the Alpha and the Omega, he is the Prince of Peace. And guys, I want you to understand that in chapter in 27, it says the disciples were amazed. Who is this man, they asked. During that time, they caught a true revelation again of who Jesus was. And each of those titles revealed to them who Jesus was. When we spend time with Jesus, when we spend time in the Word, when we spend time in prayer, guys, we're catching a true revelation over and over and over again of who Jesus is in our lives and who Jesus does and what Jesus does for us. And he's the strength that we need, especially during this time. He's the strength that we need with people around us. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I just want to encourage you guys. If you see people struggling, guys, this week was amazing. The past couple, 2-3 weeks was, I say amazing, even during this time. I was going through different jobs in different houses, and if you guys understand that, doing cable, I do a lot, especially now during this time. We're installing tons of internet especially for people that need it and that are staying home. And I tell you what, I go from house to house to house, and it's a blessing. Last week I ran into a guy probably in his, I want to say his 80s, and he wanted to bless me. He said, "Son, I want to pay for your lunch." And I was like, "You don't have to do that." Here I am thinking, "No, you don't have to do that, sir." And I'll never forget what he said. And he said this was just last week. He said, "No, we're all here as a family. God calls us to be family, and I want to take care of you." And I was just like, wow, that was a huge blessing. And I want you to understand that, even the blessing basket, like I mentioned at midnight that we got, that was a huge blessing because, man, it was so encouraging. And guys, we have that opportunity. We have that availability. We have the authority to calm the storms that are around us, our families, our neighbors. We have that authority to call out those storms, those struggles that we might be dealing with. Just spend some time. Build that faith. Spend some time with Jesus. And I just want to just do a couple things, and a reminder tomorrow. We have of course we have church digitally, and Pastor Ken's going to be on live at 11 o'clock in the morning. Also, Altered Life, if you guys have been with us, we're also going to go live. That's going to be at 10 in the morning tomorrow, and we're going to go over the lesson that we started last Wednesday. And it's basically called Hold That Thought. And to take those thoughts capture those thoughts, and we have the opportunity to call out those thoughts and interrogate those thoughts. That's part 2, and that's tomorrow. So when you tune in tomorrow, be ready to engage. We're encouraging you guys to throw in some questions. We've got myself, Michelle, Dan, Vicky. We're going to be ready to engage with you guys. We're excited. On behalf of them, I just wanted to thank you all for the opportunity and the availability to be able to come in and teach the Word and just to have a really good time as a family. Thank you again for the comments. Thank you again for the suggestions, the text messages, the calls. It's so encouraging, guys. And I think this, especially at this time, we need to be contacting one another. We need to be loving one another, whether it be in church, whether it be in your neighborhood. You have that opportunity to be a blessing, guys. And I just want to encourage you with that. And guys, I just want to thank you. Thank you for your time. Oh my goodness. Give me a second. Let me try to figure this out. Like I said, give me some time. This is my first time going live.